Hi everyone, I'm Vanessa Matthews, and today I have a really awesome yoga stretching routine for you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move a little bit slower through some yoga poses, and we're really focusing on just lengthening the muscles and loosening up some tight spots, just trying to allow our bodies to move more freely and just explore how we're feeling. So we're gonna stretch out the hips, the hamstrings, and the back a lot today. So I hope by the time we're finished, you will feel amazing. You can do this stretching routine with shoes off. I have mine on today only because it's cold in my little fitness studio. And we're going to use a mat, but you could do this on your living room floor or wherever you feel most comfortable. So let's go ahead and get started by just sitting back into child's pose. So what I want you to do is just drop your knees out nice and wide, sit back onto your heels, and just start to walk your hands out in front of you. This is such an amazing stretch. Really feels so good on your low back, and as you walk your fingertips forward, you can feel that stretch down the sides of your body into your low back. What I'd like you to do next is just start to walk the fingertips off to one side. I'm walking my fingertips towards the right, and then I'm pulling with my fingertips on the mat, especially my left hand, so I feel this nice stretch all the way down the left side of my body. Just pulling there, and take a nice deep cleansing breath. Enjoy this moment. I want you to enjoy this entire routine here. Now, walking those fingertips off to the other side. I know you can't always see me when you're in these poses, but just follow my voice. Walking those fingertips, I'm walking mine towards the left, pulling on my right fingertip so I feel that nice stretch down the right side of my body. Where do you feel it? Where do you feel most tight today? I want you to honor your body, listen to the signals that it's trying to give you. Walk those fingertips back to the center. We're gonna come up to all fours now. You can kind of straighten out those legs, bring them parallel. And we're gonna do a little cat-cow stretch. So we're gonna drive the crown of the head down towards the floor, rounding the back into this cat position. Feels so good to round out the back. I like to rock and sway, just kind of feel where I'm at today. Then what we're gonna do, push the belly button down the floor, look straight ahead, and the cow position. Just really getting that good spinal flexion and extension. Go again, round the back, crown of the head down, and go again. I love to do this in my living room with my almost one-year-old daughter. And I make my little cat noises, meow, and then they go, and she gets such a kick out of it. Oh my gosh. Anyway, we're gonna curl the back toes behind and then push back into our first down dog position. So in down dog, you're really gonna strive to press those heels into the mat, lifting your tailbone high to the sky, and your rib cage comes closer to the thighs. But I don't want you to hold that position. I wanna start pedaling the feet out here because we're still not too warmed up. And this is a really good way to just pump the blood through the legs all the way up to your back. Next up, we're gonna go into a pigeon stretch. So lift your right leg high to prepare, drive that knee through both hands, and then just kind of start to slide the back leg back a little bit. In this position, I just wanna make sure that you're not sitting down on this opposite hip. Instead, you keep both of your hips square to the floor. So you're gonna have a little space underneath of your right hip if you have your right knee in front of you. And if you need to, you could roll up a towel and just jam it right underneath there to help lift that tush. And if you're a little more flexible and you want to come with me, walk to the elbows. If you want, you can come all the way down with your forehead on your forearms. This is where I like to hang out for a couple of breaths. This is not a comfortable position. You might be thinking that right now, and that's okay. You have to get a little uncomfortable when you stretch. That's how you change your body. That's how you improve. Take a nice deep breath. Let it go. Go ahead and walk those hands back again. Now lifting, curling on the back of the toes, lift your body up and send that leg back again. Let's go ahead and grab the pigeon stretch on the other side. Lift the left leg to prepare, sweep it through, and send the opposite leg back. You might notice one hip is a little tighter than the other. Just give that side a little bit more love, or maybe you don't go as deep into the stretch on one side because it doesn't feel good to you today. Listen to your body. If you want to come with me, walk those hands down onto your elbows, onto your forearms, and get a little cozy. I want you to take some nice deep breaths and try your best to just relax with every single exhale. The stretch is so intense for me on this side, I'm actually shaking. It's hard to relax sometimes when your muscles are screaming back at you, but do the best you can. Go ahead and walk those hands up now. Again, you're gonna curl that back toe up, lift your body up, and then send that leg back to down dog again. This down dog is gonna get a little easier every time we get here, so you can try to press those heels down into the mat if you'd like. But now we're gonna bring it up into a lunge position. So raise that right leg again, sweep it through. You're gonna replace the right hand and come all the way up here to high lunge. So those arms are gonna reach high. You're gonna sink down nice and low. Square your hips off. So you're really sinking down into this hip in particular. I have my right leg in front, so I'm gonna lower my right arm down. Just kind of follow along. If you're on your left, do everything on the left. I'm gonna start to lean towards the right side as well, getting a much deeper stretch in this hip all the way up the left side of the body. Oh my goodness. It's intense, but it feels so good. Breathe. Okay, bring everything back up center. Straighten out both legs now and start to reach the fingertips forward. If you're wobbling, if you're falling over, it's just a balance thing. You're gonna work on it, you're gonna get better. Fingertips touch the floor, both legs straight. Turn it off, so try and not let your hips start to rotate open. Now you're feeling this out here in the outside of your front leg, right? That's your IT band. It's tight on the majority of people, and it causes a lot of different problems. Go ahead and bend the front knee, slowly and carefully lower the back leg down. You can walk your hands up if you feel comfortable here, or you can keep your hands on the ground. We're just gonna lean forward a little bit more into this hip. When your hips are tight, usually from sitting in your car, sitting at your desk all day long, it starts to pull on your low back. That's where a lot of low back pain comes from tight hip flexors. So this routine is really gonna help you if you have some issues with back pain. Breathe. Okay, go ahead and release that. We're gonna put the hands back on the floor, and you can set that on the inside of your foot actually. Send that leg back nice and carefully and push back to your down dog position again. See if you can get a little bit deeper into that down dog. Remember, you push your heels down, lift your tailbone high, and strive to get your rib cage as close to the front of your thighs as possible. Breathe. We're gonna lift the left leg this time, and you're gonna sweep it through to replace that left hand. Coming up into high lunge. I'll do a little adjustment every time. Hands up high, sink down low. Okay, making sure those hips are square to the front. Really kind of start to tilt your pelvis backward a little bit, almost like if you have like that little bucket in your hips, you don't want to dump the water forward, you want to tilt it back again. Okay, and then sit down. It's the best analogy I can come up with. So really sinking down, hands are reaching high. I have my left knee forward, so I'm gonna lower my left arm down and start to lean towards the left. Again, if you have the opposite leg forward, just do the opposite. As easy as that. Do you feel that intense stretch all the way down the right side of your body? Breathe into it, stretch and lengthen, and release. We're gonna reach the arms up, straighten out both legs, and start to reach forward with a nice flat back. Reaching, reaching nice and long until the fingertips touch the floor. Keep those hips squared off and really start to breathe into this IT band, the outside of the leg. Breathe and try your best to relax into it. You're doing a great job with this routine. I know that this can be challenging if you're not used to yoga or you're not used to stretching. Just keep going with it. You're doing a great job. bend the front knee, drop that back knee down, and let's start to lean into this hip flexor stretch a little bit. You can keep one hand down if that feels best. You can keep both hands, or you can come all the way up. I want you to make every one of these workouts work for you. And I also just want to encourage you to continue to work these stretching routines into your week. It's so important that you take this extra time for yourself. It's not all about burning calories and killing yourself. You got to take good care of yourself. And that's how you can remain fit and active for the rest of your days. Okay, let's go ahead and release that. Put the hands down, send that leg back. Curl the toes back for one last down dog. Go ahead and press those heels down. Enjoy this. Breathe. I don't know about you, but I am feeling so much better in this down dog by the time we're finished. And walk those hands in towards your feet. We're going to hang out here for just a second in ragdoll. So in ragdoll, I want you to hang that head nice and heavy. Your head weighs as much as a bowling ball. Okay, so let that weight just kind of pull your entire back side from your ankles up the back of your thighs, through your low back, middle back, upper back. If you want, cross your arms, clasp the elbows, and you can even get a little sway from side to side. Whatever feels good to you today. Amazing job. Go ahead and roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time, just stacking them. Roll those shoulders back, and we're finished with your yoga stretching routine. Congratulations for doing something amazing for yourself today. Please come back to this yoga stretch again and again. Do it on your off days. Tack it on to the end of your workouts. But whatever you do, make sure to take good care of yourself. Have a great day.